state your name and when you were in school at Newnan High School.
I'm Elizabeth Beers, but when I was in school at Newnan High School, I was Elizabeth Allen. I transferred from sergeant school in my last 2 years in 1942. And back then there were 11 grades, so I graduated in 1944.
Okay. So what activities were you involved in while you were at NHS?
I came in, I was a member of the Beta Club and Tri-High Y Club. And I was in basketball, not very good, but basketball, and Victory Corps. During the war, we were going to fight the enemy with practicing in unit with our little wooden guns. We were allowed to call them, we were not allowed to call them guns, they were sticks, but we thought we were contributing to the war effort by learning how to march and do all that kind of stuff. But I'd love to be involved in everything and really enjoyed my classes and the clubs and all that I was involved in.
While you were at NHS, do you recall any teachers that made a positive impact on your life?
Very much so. Miss Mattie Gully was the clerical business teacher, and I loved shorthand and typing, and toward the end of the class, end of the year, she had me take the Georgia State Merit Exam for stenographer, and so I didn't hear anything from that, but later on, we didn't have a car. I didn't know how to look for a job. We lived in the country. And one day I was at home, and Mr. Walk, who was the manager of the employment service, drove all the way out to our home to offer me a job because he'd gotten my name from the merit system exam. Oh. And I had passed. And I said, "Ray, you have rescued me from this out here." So it was good that she did that. And she, I think of her through the years is where I am now is where she got me started with shorthand and typing and the clerical work. So I would say Miss Mattie Gully was a single lady, but just a real attractive, nice, interested in the students for that. That's cool.
Did NHS provide you any opportunities that affected your in later life?
That would be what we just talked about, because I was able to take the Georgia State Merit Exam. Mm-hmm. And so if I hadn't, I really don't know where I would have been, but I thank her every day for that. I have a 50-year experience as a professional secretary. Wow. That was good.
What makes NHS a special place to go to school, do you think?
Well, I transferred from a small school, and I was impressed by the number of students and the number of subjects and the teachers. We went from class to class with different teachers, and so it was good to meet with a larger class students with it. And I had met some of the students before I came in because we had a summer job working at the peach packing sheds, and I had met some of those. So it was a good 2 years for me. Now, my sister transferred at the same time I did, but she got 4 years of class. So it really has paid off, and actually you get to know more people later in life better than you do just going through the 2 years of school.
What did you go on to do after high school? Which you said you went on to be a secretary, mm-hmm. But I know, and I'm not sure if the viewers would know, that you are a town historian, so yes. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, my great-grandfather came, and soon after the county was established in 1830, so we still have some of the land that he owned in that time, and I just grew up with history and all the relatives around and the cemetery in the front yard, and so by being here that long and being interested in history, and I had a good history teacher in high school, for some reason I can remember a lot of things, and I enjoyed doing that. And just an example, yesterday I had a couple had driven in from Cleveland, Alabama, looking for a certain grave of their ancestor, and I was able to find it and tell them where they were. But I enjoyed doing the tours. I enjoyed the cemetery tours and the ghost tours around town. It's just something I'm enjoying there, and thoroughly enjoy that.
Do you recall any historical events occurring that you heard about while in high school? Like,
well, yes, bombing of Pearl Harbor. In what? I forgot the date of it. Bombing of Pearl Harbor. It's June, I think. But it was very shocking to all of us. Here we were, just a little southern school, an area with nothing going on, and all of a sudden the bombing of Pearl Harbor. And a lot of the boys in my classes left school to go and enlist in the service, and we lost quite a few with that. But I don't think that anyone were killed out of my particular class, but in later years when we had class reunions, we invited them to join us because they were part of our classes there.
So how did that affect your high school experience, would you say?
Well, I think it made me more aware of the larger world. And all of a sudden there's something across the whole world that we didn't know about. So we missed those people, and we thought of them quite a bit. But graduation was a happy time, and I was surprised I got the Rotary Club Award for Outstanding Student in graduation night. And my award was a $25 war bond to me too. And I've held on to it. How much do you think it's worth now?
I don't know.
But it was a good time, and like I said, I really learned the students more later after I graduated. We went out on our different job experiences and the different areas you're involved in, and we had a real good reunion. We were going to do a 20-year reunion, and the student who was working it up got so excited, she said, let's just have it on our 19th year. We did that. But it was interesting to see if you recognized someone from the past.
Brian Harris, if you're on campus, please come to the front office for a message. Brian Harris, please come to the front office for a message.
So, do you have any fun stories or interesting stories from your time at Newnan that you want to share?
Okay. We were lined up to shoot basketball, shoot the basket practice. And we were all standing in line with our legs straight, and I came up and shot my shot and came back around and bumped the knee of the girl in front of me that took it all the way down.
Oh my goodness.
I got fussed at.
So a domino effect.
Yes. And then also, I got my eyebrow slit one night. We were practicing, and Daisy Jackson and I ran together and busted my forehead, so I got taken off to the doctor to get stitches. But I was interested in, like I say, when I went to the high school, every other class was either upstairs or downstairs, so you were always getting a good walk through there. But I've heard of stories. Oh, I know some good stories. Miss Bessie Arnold is a nice lady, old maid lady, excuse me, taught history. And I was just telling somebody, after she was teaching, you had to go make up classes. And after the second day, the history professor said, Miss Bessie, you know more history than I do. But she had a family pocket watch on a long chain, and she had it down in her bosom. So one of the cute little boys in our class would say, Miss Bessie, what time is it? And she'd fish the watch out of the bosom and open it up. It's 9:15. Thank you, Miss Bessie. 15 minutes later, Miss Bessie, what time is it? 9:30. And she never caught on. She just never caught on. Then the other thing, she had a tablecloth, one of those, it's a fabric that tears. And this boy sitting in front of her desk each day would go tear just a little bit. And about after a week, it was hanging off the table like this. And we picked on her. Miss Marilyn Camp would teach. She taught English. And she couldn't stand for a door to be opened. And she went one time to push the drawer shut with her foot. And there was another drawer, and she was going to use the other foot to shut it. So we laughed about that too. But she was very good. We were taught to memorize when we were in class, and we loved to do that. But we had another teacher, Miss Rumble, who wore the highest heels that
Brian
we've ever
Harris, you
seen.
have a message in
And
the
that
front
was fun.
office.
Good to watch
Brian Harris, you have a
the
message in the front office.
football games and the basketball games, and so it was a good 2 years. And then because I had the exam that Miss Gully gave me the opportunity to take, it really changed my life. It set me on the path that I did through the years. So. And I've enjoyed coming back here. Miss Linda Fields with the AP History class has called me at the end of the school year to come back, and because I guess you've made up all your courses by that time, to tell about local history, and I really have enjoyed doing that and got some very good response from the parents even. Said, you know, wish I had known you were there, we'd come and listen to. So I just enjoy
Miss
very
Ann Glass,
good.
please
Enjoy
call
the
attention
freedom.
Miss Ann Glass.
So how many kids were in your graduating class? would you say?
52.
52.
Yeah, it's much more than that now. isn't it?
Yes.
I have a son and a daughter and some nieces and nephews that graduated from here, so it's quite changed. But we had the long white gowns and the bouquets of sweet peas, and first time you wore stockings and heels. I was 16 when I graduated. My birthday is August the 28th, and I started school on September the 1st. So that was very timely. So that was good. Made all back to Miss Bessie. Made all A's and A pluses. I got to Miss Bessie's room, and I'd had perfect attendance all those years. You know, you're not going to miss school. So I was sick 2 or 3 days out. And when I came back, she didn't tell me I had to make up the class. I had never been absent, so I didn't know how to make up the class. And when I got my report card, she gave me a B. And I still haven't gotten over it. It's a B plus, but it's a B. You know? And I've got it in my exhibit here, so boo his.
Well,
good teachers, strict teachers, but a lot of fun. Like I said, the boys had their little things, and you know, it said they put a wagon on top of the schoolhouse and all kind of crazy things, but it was a good 2 years of my life.
well, I think that's all we have for you
All right.
today.
Did you get me?